On today's episode, we have The Boring Company gaining unanimous approval for a Las Vegas Loop expansion, more hints at the upcoming Tesla bot prototype, Indonesia extends their invitation for a Tesla Gigafactory, SpaceX aims to launch Starship in July, Tesla Insurance expands again, and our first look at the new megacharger stations for the Tesla Semi. There's a lot to get into, so let's get going. Las Vegas City Council has officially given their unanimous approval to The Boring Company for their expanded Las Vegas Loop project that would see the tunnel network grow to reach all areas of the Strip and beyond. On June 15th, The Boring Company posted their reply to the city of Las Vegas's approval by saying, "Thanks to the entire team at the city of Las Vegas. Great discussion today, and TBC is excited to build a safe, convenient, and awesome transportation system in the city." The loop, which is already in operation at the Las Vegas Convention Center, will now extend into downtown, including the Strip, the Fremont Street Experience, and the greater city of Las Vegas. Clark County commissioners had previously approved a Vegas Loop plan from The Boring Company in late 2021. That plan outlined a 29-mile tunnel network with 51 stations. This new updated plan, which was approved on June 15th, expands the network to 34 miles of tunnel and 55 stations, including ones that will serve the Harry Reid International Airport and the Allegiant Stadium. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Boring Company President Steve Davis indicated tunneling in downtown Las Vegas could begin as early as 2023, saying, quote, "This is step 2, and there are 8 steps for us to be opening. There's a long way to go and a lot of work to do, but if I were to guess on the spot, I would guess we'd have machines in the ground next calendar year." Davis also said a ride from Fremont Street Experience downtown to Reid International would cost about $12 and take around 8 or 9 minutes. As we can see from the new map on the Boring Company website, the majority of the Vegas Loop will be what's known as a dual-bore tunnel, meaning 2 parallel tracks with cars running in opposite directions, and then smaller single-lane loops will branch off from the main route to specific destinations. The Boring Company is maintaining their plan to fully fund the construction of the loop system, with the public and the city paying nothing out of pocket for the project. The plan right now is to use the Tesla Model S, Model X, and Model 3 as transport vehicles within the tunnel. There were no details given on the projected speed the vehicles will travel within the loop, or whether they will be driven by people or fully autonomous. Elon Musk is continuing to hype up the reveal of the first Tesla bot prototype at this year's AI Day Part 2. We know that Elon pushed back the date of the event to September 30th this year because he felt that would probably give his team enough time to bring a functional prototype of the humanoid robot named Optimus. During a recent Q&A session at the Qatar Economic Forum, Elon shed a little bit more light on what we can expect to see this September, saying, quote, "Well, I hope that we will have an interesting prototype to show people. We have a very talented team at Tesla that I'm working with closely to have a prototype humanoid robot ready by the end of September, and I think we are tracking to that point. And there will be a few other exciting things that we can talk about at the Tesla AI Day. We have these sort of AI Day events to just emphasize that Tesla is a lot more than a car company, and that we are, in my view, the leading real-world AI company that exists." That is a very bold claim to make, saying that Tesla is now the global leader in real-world AI. It's going to be very interesting to see the demonstrations that Tesla will use to back that up. We're probably going to see some freaky stuff this September, and I cannot wait. Indonesia's President Joko Widodo has officially pitched his concept for an end-to-end electric vehicle manufacturing industry for Tesla. He proposed that Tesla could start from smelting metal and take that all the way to producing batteries and then manufacturing cars. President Widodo was quoted in an interview with CNBC as saying, quote, "We had a lot of discussions, particularly on how Tesla can build their industry from upstream to downstream, end to end, starting from smelter, then build the cathode and precursor industry, build EV batteries, build lithium batteries, and then the vehicle factory. Everything in Indonesia because that's very efficient. That's what I offered." The Indonesian government also proposed an EV factory with an annual production capacity of 500,000 cars to Tesla that would be powered by renewable resources. And that's one hell of an offer to make. We've talked about this before as the golden opportunity for Tesla to take their vertical integration strategy to the extreme, from mine to car all in one location and an annual rate of 500,000 cars. In combination with their capacity in China to manufacture 1 million cars per year or more, this would ensure that Tesla could maintain enough global export volume to keep up with skyrocketing demand for electric cars. We are still waiting to hear any official word on the subject from Elon Musk himself, but he has been unusually tight-lipped about everything Indonesia-related so far. Elon Musk has been making yet another bold claim about the timeline for his SpaceX Starship rocket. Following a long-awaited green light from the FAA on June 13th, Elon has said that the largest and most powerful rocket ever created will be ready to fly next month. This is obviously not the first time that Elon has made a prediction about the Starship launch, and so far he's not had a great track record for accuracy when it comes to timelines. But there are some differences this time around. For one, the long-awaited FAA environmental review process has been completed with the exception of a few small outstanding details. The powers that be have given their blessing for the launch attempt to go forward, and secondly, SpaceX has now fitted the Super Heavy boosters B7 and B8 with their updated and improved Raptor engine version 2. Elon has called this new engine much more reliable and more powerful than the first iteration that was installed on Booster 4 last year. From what Elon has said, it seems unlikely that the original Raptors were even capable of pulling off a successful orbital launch. SpaceX has never attempted a full-scale Super Heavy wet dress rehearsal in which the largest rocket booster ever built will be fully filled with more than 3,000 metric tons of flammable cryogenic propellant and put through a simulated launch countdown. SpaceX has also never come close to conducting a full Super Heavy static fire, though it did fire 3 of the now outdated Raptors on a booster prototype one single time in July 2021. Elon went on to say that he expects Starship operations to move forward very quickly following the first launch in July. He says that SpaceX will have a second Starship stack ready to fly in August, and then monthly launches thereafter. We know from Elon's leaked email around Christmas time in 2021 that an orbital Starship is essential to the SpaceX business plan because only the Starship can deploy Starlink V2 satellites, which will be critical for the satellite internet service to reach its full operational potential. And without Starlink subscriptions to help pay the bills, SpaceX would not be able to sustain their business model and would risk a full-on bankruptcy. Tesla's own in-house car insurance program has expanded yet again to now be available in the U.S. state of Nevada. This marks the 9th state to be covered by Tesla insurance. Nevada joins Arizona, California, Colorado, Illinois, Ohio, Oregon, Texas, and Virginia as states that have approved Tesla insurance, which bases monthly rates on real-time driving behavior in all regions except for California due to restrictions in that particular state. Tesla is able to offer their insurance rates cheaper for a couple of reasons. One, they don't have a bunch of brokers and salespeople and advertising expenses driving up the overhead costs. And two, Tesla Insurance is able to leverage the advanced technology, safety, and serviceability of their cars to provide insurance at a lower cost. Basically, Tesla knows their vehicles the best, and they know their drivers the best. If you drive like a maniac, then your insurance premium will reflect that. If you drive like a responsible adult, then you will get billed accordingly. This way, good drivers never have to subsidize bad drivers, which is the case with the standard insurance model. This also avoids discriminating against drivers based only on their age, gender, and experience. Sightings of the new Tesla Semi have reached an all-time high in recent days, with various prototypes being spotted across the United States. Now we even have an up-close look at the new 1 megawatt charging station that is claimed to refresh the Semi's massive battery pack in just half an hour. Patents for the Megacharger were released several years ago in 2019 and hinted toward liquid-cooled charging connectors that would pave the way for a fast and efficient charging mechanism, providing the Semi with as much as 400 miles of range in just 30 minutes. The liquid-cooled charging cable would be able to charge the Semi faster because it has the ability to dissipate heat. The patent describes the liquid cooling system as follows. Cooling fluid flows through the fluid flow path and cools the charging connector. During operation, the cooling fluid bifurcates into a first fluid stream, which flows around the first sleeve, and a second fluid stream, which flows around the second sleeve. The first and second fluid streams combine upstream of the outlet conduit. The first sleeve encloses the first electrical socket, and the second sleeve encloses the second electrical socket. The cooling sleeves are made from a thermally conducting material such that heat generated by electrical sockets can be removed by the cooling fluid. That sounds super complicated and felt kind of like a tongue twister to read, but now we can actually see an up-close view of the Megacharger showing the charger itself, the charging connector, and the sleeve. At first glance, we see a much different charging connector than we are accustomed to from Tesla. The liquid-cooled charging cable is especially thick and has a weave pattern that is tailored for the high energy output that the Megacharger will have. The increased thickness and suitable design will help transfer energy faster and decrease charging times, giving the connector the ability to withstand high current loads. This new charging connector alleviates the potential for overheating or charging slowdowns and is optimized to keep logistics routes moving and trucks on the road as much as possible. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up today if you liked it. That is so important for getting our content out to more people. If you enjoy the content, then you'd probably also enjoy our weekly newsletter, so sign up with the link down below at theteslaspace.com. A huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters who are listed on the screen now. You help us make the best content we can, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.